Welcome to the Uncanny Academy of X-Men. I'm Jared, and today we are going to do a very special fight. I know I said we were going to do a storyline, but you know what? I figured, let's just do another fight episode like we did previously, because I feel like this would be like a good opportunity, and it did pretty well on the channel. So, and that way we can devote more attention to the actual battle itself. So, when picking out my combatants for this battle, I went Marvel versus DC because I really thought this following pair up would be awesome to see. Now, it's an X-Men character versus a Justice League character. And it's someone that it's both characters that I've expressed are some of my favorite characters. So that's your hint. All right, I'm going to share my screen so you can see the battle. Are you ready? The battle of the century is, and by the way, wait until the end, actually, then we'll do the story. We're going to do the storyline at the end for this one. So watch until the end to get the story about how Nightcrawler saves the devil. All right, 3, 2, 1. Superman versus Emma Frost. Bet you weren't expecting that one. So, let's get started, shall we? Superman versus Emma Frost. So, Emma Frost, first. She's the X-Men leader, so she has the tactical acumen that I mentioned previously, that I mentioned in the previous battle episode. She's also a very skilled combatant, so she understands how to fight, in other words. Additionally, she's a telepath. This will be key in the battle. Which means that she can like read minds, she can like tell what you're thinking, she can freeze you, kind of like Professor X. That'll also come into contact, and her body turns into a diamond, so, which I figured that's why she could conceivably put up a fight against Superman. Now, let's move on and see what the Kryptonian sun is packing. So Superman's a Kryptonian, like I said before. He gets his powers from the sun. He absorbs the solar energy, and that gives him energy and power. Here's the other thing about Superman. He's nearly invincible. You need kryptonite and or magic to defeat this guy. Otherwise, good luck. He has heat vision, which basically means he shoots lasers out of his eyes. He has immense strength. I've got to mention speed on there and super hearing. So he's an all-round heavy fighter. Now, who will win this epic matchup? I'm thinking. And the winner of the first UAX battle is, as much as it pays me to admit it, it's gotta be Emma Frost, because here's why. Superman would charge her, and then she would just freeze him with her mind. That's it. She would just freeze him, and then just keep him there, or just freeze him and then like beat him. Maybe she turns into like crystal kryptonite. That'd be so cool. That would be so dope. So next, I think, so that was my determination based upon her. I mean, it all depends on how fast actually she can deploy her telepathy, because as we saw in the Snyder cut, Superman is like ridiculously fast. So it could be he gets to her before she can even go diamonds. So we'll see what happens with, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying we'll see what happens, but that was my determination. You guys can tell me if you think I'm right, if you think I'm dead wrong, because I could see the argument for Superman as well with the speed and everything. That's kind of where I can see that, and I feel like if he can get his hands on her, the battle's over. That's it. All right, that was that battle. I hope you guys thought that was pretty interesting. So next, we are going to cover an X-Men storyline that I relatively recently read, and I thought was actually very, very cool. The main character of this storyline is Nightcrawler. I'm sorry, technical difficulties, folks. So it's Nightcrawler, and he's one of the most interesting X-Men characters, because he's like, I like how he looks like a devil. He's one of those characters there. that his mutation, in addition to like teleportation, is his like physical appearance. So we're doing X-Men Manifest Destiny. And I'm gonna go through this pretty quick. So anyway, so let's get started. I'm going to put this into this mode. So this opens up with Nightcrawler telling Scott that he's leaving the X-Men. Scott asks why. He goes, the X-Men really don't need me. You have so many different teleporters. He goes, I'm not teaching either, so I don't see why you need me. Honestly, I would not be comfortable if you were depending on me right now. And Scott goes, if you need some time off, of course, take some time off. It's just so we know where you're going. So Nightcrawler discovered that there's a museum in his honor. So he travels there, and it's like it's in his former hometown. So he shows up. People like watching him weirdly, and he goes into the museum, and it's literally like an X-Men museum of all Nightcrawler things. It's so cool. There's even a Sentinel head hanging right above here. Next, we have this girl who's like, who curated the whole museum. She's like fangirling out because it's Nightcrawler. Then suddenly, then actually someone comes into the museum and goes, hey, Beast, you've come back. And he goes, well, no, Beast is actually another friend of mine. And then they start getting pretty antagonistic toward Nightcrawler. Then suddenly this weird devil-like creature jumps through down and starts and fights Nightcrawler essentially. And the two actually engage in some pretty awesome fights with teleporting and everything. He leaves, and then Nightcrawler decides, I'm gonna go pursue him. So he pursues him into the woods, and then he's fighting. They fight again. They have a pretty epic battle, and then the devil character kind of gives Nightcrawler his story. His name is Heinrich Merrick Weber, and I was just a 16-year-old kid until I got involved with gypsies. Well, this one named Trista. I know all about gypsies. I'm trying to do the voices. And she was beautiful. I think I loved her, but I wanted more. When I found a girl at the dance who would give it to me, I never thought of how Trista would feel. Okay, so basically, after coming to my senses, I ran to her family's place to apologize, but she wouldn't see me. Instead, her grandmother did something. So she like put a blood curse on him, and then it turned him into this creature, and he was chased out of the town. So the townsfolk show up and start fighting Nightcrawler and Heinrich, and it's getting pretty bad. In fact, Nightcrawler's kind of like shot with an arrow, I believe. He's just shot, and then Heinrich shows up and starts wrecking shop, and then and then this girl shows up, and he doesn't kill this one townsfolk because his granddaughter's there, and he doesn't want to see her die and everything. And it's even Kurt's like, we don't kill. And this was kind of like shown, if you guys remember back when I covered X-Men Second Coming, where Kurt and Scott come into conflict when Kurt discovers the X-Force. They're a superhero team that kills people. So anyway, Kurt teleports the old man and his daughter and his granddaughter out of here, but then it's discovered, he hears a gunshot, and then he finds that Heinrich is dead. And then we find Mephisto. He goes, hello, Nightcrawler. I'd say you're looking well, but you know how I hate to lie. Mephisto, is that what this is all about? You getting some kind of revenge for me refusing your offer? I wouldn't join your side for the Demon War. So you, try to teach me some kind of lesson? Don't be so elegant. It was never about you. I've spent a great deal of time in this town over the years. It just takes a small catalyst to unleash such fear and hatred and simmering violence. All I did was whisper an invitation to a pretty young friend to come play in the woods. It was hardly my fault. All the worst parts of these men got the best of him. Though I will own the result. 12 bloodthirsty souls spitting out, and I drank them all. Why bring me into this? To show you exactly how you are going to end up. Feared, hated, and alone. And then he goes through the whole thing and goes, listen, I'm not... he goes, ironically, coming to this place, seeing my past enshrined, and seeing what I overcame in Heinrich made me realize I'm truly proud of who I am, proud of the choices I made. And this is basically Nightcrawler going, listen, I'm not broken and I'm not alone, like Cyborg from the Justice League. I just watched that movie for the 7th time. Then Nightcrawler kisses the girl, and then the X-Men are in the middle of a battle, and Nightcrawler shows up and helps everyone. The end. That's the end of that storyline. I personally enjoyed this because it gave an interesting, like, depiction of, like, Nightcrawler's character, where, like, he starts off very self-conscious about the way he looks, and then it goes into that whole thing from X-Men First Class, the Mutant and Proud thing, where Beast and Mystique are, like, trying to cure themselves because they want to be normal and everything. And Nightcrawler always felt like kind of an outsider of the X-Men. Then we get to this storyline where Nightcrawler all of a sudden is able to, like, not, like, I guess kind of find catharsis. He's able to, like, to come to a state of mind where he accepts fully who he is and says, no, I'm fine as a mutant. I'm totally fine. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Uncanny Academy of X-Men. Hope I will see you this Friday whenever we record, for Under Two Capes, where we talk about a good old fashioned Snyderverse story. All right, guys. Class out of session. Bye-bye.